Hey everybody, welcome to wadEwinz. Today I am ranking all of the mainline Super Mario Bros. Games that I've played for you to watch. Please subscribe to become a winner today, it really helps me out. So, we'll start at number 1. These are going to be in general release order. So, this is the original Super Mario Bros. Featuring Duck Hunt, which is a nice little side thing. Not part of the main series, ignore that please. This is a really solid game, which is why I am going to put it fairly high, but I did not play this version the most, so it's not going to be as high as it could be. So let's see, let's grab it and let's plop it in B tier. On to the next game is Super Mario Bros. 2, if you couldn't tell. This game is, I don't know, I didn't like this one as much. The gameplay was very different, which is good, because I didn't really like the lost levels as much as this game, because, I don't know, it was just the exact same thing as the last game. But I don't want the last game, I want something new, but this was too new. So anyway, this one's kind of low for me, and there are better versions of this in my opinion, so for that reason, this one is going to go in the D tier. Up next, we have Super Mario Bros. 3. This one has an even bigger number than the last one, both numerically and in physical size. This one, I like a lot more than the last one, but again, I like a lot of the remakes more, like the ones on the All-Stars collection. So this one gets to go in a nice, comfy, let's see, we'll put it in C tier. And then up next is Super Mario World. I have the copy that has World and All-Stars because I like the way that they handled Luigi in this one. They changed his sprites in the combination cartridge so that he looks more unique than Mario. He's not just green Mario in this version, which I like a lot. So because of that, I'm going to put the original Super Mario World. I played this one so much as a kid, so I like all the time. I've got a lot of nostalgia for it. I'm going S tier. It'll be there. Yeah, that's a nice safe home for it. Alright, then up next we have Super Mario Bros. All-Stars. This is the version of Mario 1, Mario 2, Mario 3 that I played the most as a kid. And some of the lost levels, not very much. I wasn't good at it, so, because I was a kid. And that game is really hard. It is for super players, of which I'm not. So this one, I think, I think it's a great bundle. I don't think it's spectacular enough to be an S tier because they're all remakes, so I'm gonna go with A tier on this one. And then up next, we have a game that Nintendo birthed to us in 1996, Super Mario 64. Shout out to all the birthing parents. This game is a classic. It's the original 3D platforming game, though it wasn't the first, I don't think. It was the one that set the standards for everything now, and I played this one a lot as a kid, but I did end up trading it in for the DS model, which we'll get to that shortly. And because of that, I have to put this one fairly high, but not incredibly high. I think it's better than All-Stars because it is an original game where All-Stars is remakes, so we'll put it there in A tier above All-Stars. Up next, we have a Game Boy title, Super Mario Land. I had just beat this one probably at the end of 2023 for the first time. I played it a bunch when I was younger, but I never really got through it until then. But this one's really cool, it's really unique. This is the first game that Princess Daisy was in, actually, and I don't think she was in another mainline Mario game until Super Mario Bros. Wonder, so that's a fun little fact for you. Where to put this one? I enjoyed it a lot, but let's see, I think it has to go C tier. Definitely not as good as definitely not as good as Mario 3, so we'll put it there. And then we have its sequel, Super Mario Land 2 and the 6 golden coins, or just 6 golden coins. This game was a lot more unique to me. Mario looked way more like Mario in this one. he was like the worlds he was exploring were really unique and cool. Like there was a giant Mario robot thing that you kind of had to explore, and that was really awesome to look through and explore that, and just a bunch of really cool unique worlds. If you haven't played this yet, I really recommend it, and if you have Nintendo Switch Online, you can play this one right now included with your subscription on your Switch. So I recommend that. This was also the first game that Wario was in, which is why the sequel is called Super Mario Land 3 Wario Land, or flip-flop those titles, something like that. Those games I love, by the way. Just a lot of nostalgia for that. So this game, I'm going to rank... It's better than Mario Land, that's for sure. I think it's worthy of B tier. I don't think it's as much of a classic as the original Mario, so I'll put it behind it. Yeah, I think that's a nice spot for it. So then next up on our list, we have Super Mario Sunshine. I played this game for the first time in 2020, I believe it was, because I think that's when Super Mario 3D All-Stars came out too. I actually started on the GameCube version when they released the All-Stars version, and so I ended up leaving the GameCube one behind to move over to the Switch version, which had better UI and widescreen and HD. But this game was really fun to play. I don't know, something about it just didn't click. It didn't have that nostalgia factor for me, which is probably hindering it a bit, because it doesn't hold much of a special place in my heart. It's really fun, but I think because of that, it's gonna make it come a little bit lower down here. I'd say it's still worthy of a high ranking, but I'm gonna go with B tier. Right in the middle there. That looks like a safe spot for it. Up next, we have some Game Boy Advance titles. This is Super Mario Advance, which is just Super Mario Bros. 2, but remade. And this is the third version of the game, because they remade it once for All-Stars, and this is almost identical to All-Stars. I think they might have added some extra content and stuff. They added extra voiceover lines on these, and that's kind of cool. I personally don't mind it. A lot of people, I guess, say it's annoying to hear them yelling all the time about everything going on in the game, but I think it adds a nice little touch. I think that this one belongs in the... I'm going to go D tier because 2 is not my favorite Mario game, but it's better than Mario 2 for me, so there it is. And next up, we have Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3, one of the titles that was ever made. In this one, I think the voice lines, I don't mind. I kind of like them. I think this might be my favorite version of the game. I played this one a lot after I played through the All-Stars version a bunch, so this one had a lot of nostalgia for me as well. I think it belongs in the C tier, and I'm gonna say it's better than the original Super Mario Bros. 3. I like the way it looks. Super Mario Galaxy is our next little game here to look through. Just kidding, it's a whole galaxy's worth of game, as you can see here. This was really fun. I again didn't play this until I played it a little bit on Wii, I think at friends or family's house, but I ended up playing the most of it on the Nintendo Switch in the 3D All-Stars collection. But this one was really cool. All the planets that kind of have their own gravitational pull, and you're shooting all over the galaxy. The story was really fun. I love when Mario games do story, because I like the Paper Mario games are like my favorite Mario games that they have made, which I am super excited for the remake of Thousand Year Door that's coming out, and story is super welcome in Mario games in my opinion. I know a lot of them don't have much of it, but this one I like a lot, and I think that means it deserves to be, I'm gonna go with A, but I don't think it's better than 64. We'll go right in the middle there. Next we have the original New Soup. New Super Mario Bros. On the DS was a classic for me. I got it pretty soon after it came out. I was pretty young, And so I ended up playing the heck out of this thing. I have a distinct memory of younger me sitting on like my parents' recliner in the living room playing it. I don't know what was going on that day, but that for some reason it was super memorable to me. This game was the most unique, in my opinion, in the new Super Mario Brothers series. So I have to rank this one fairly high, if not for nostalgia purposes alone. I'm gonna put it up here in A tier, and I think it's better than All Stars. Next up, we have Super Mario 64 DS. The only reason that Super Mario 64 is not ranked higher for me. This game was really cool. I loved the fact that you could play as Luigi and Yoshi and Wario, because like I said, I played a lot of Wario games growing up. He was probably my favorite of the Mario crew. This one added like some new levels, the graphics, everything looked like this modern Mario character design, and not like his model looks way different in the original one, which I grew up seeing a lot more of this. So this one I think is going to have to be S tier for me. I played this one, I think, way more than the original. So I think it's behind Super Mario World, but still an S tier game. I recommend you play this on the original DS or like an XL or even the 3DS, just because there's no way to play it on modern hardware. So I picked this one up. I like this one a lot. Next we have New Super Mario Bros. Wii. This was the first one that had 4-player Mario game where you could like all be in this level at the same time. Before it was like, oh, player 1 goes, you die or you win, and now it's player 2's turn, which I personally kind of like a lot better. You're not tripping over each other or getting angry at each other for doing something you didn't want to happen, which I've experienced a lot of playing these kinds of 4-player all together kind of multiplayer games. It's frustrating and fun at the same time. It's really personal preference. This one's a lot more bland to me though, so I'm gonna put it in. The game is solid, so I'm gonna go with C tier. It's gonna be at the back of my C tier. And now we have the official sequel, even though this one came out after the original. This one is the official Super Mario Bros. 2. Don't ask me why. Nintendo's confusing with names. Well, these are all New Super, even though by this point, the original New Super is, like, not new. So anyway, this one was all about coins. I really enjoyed this a lot, but it was super bland. So I think it's going to be my first E tier. I hate to put it there because it was a good game, it was fun, but it just was missing something. Kind of the same way that Super Mario Bros. 2 was for me as well. I don't know, it just missed the mark. And next up we have Super Mario 3D Land. I love this game. I played it. I didn't play it when it came out. I waited a little while to hop onto this game here, but I played the whole thing in 3D. You got the Tanuki suit, the boomerang. I think this was the boomerang's first appearance. Don't quote me on that. But the playing with the 3D was really cool. It helped you land jumps. This was definitely a great game to be like a good reason to get a 3DS, because this game was just super fun. I think I'll rank it. I think it's an A tier for me, and I still think it's better because of its originality to All Stars, so it'll go right there. Onward, we have the sequel, sort of, kind of. It's Super Mario 3D World. Now this one's not in actual 3D, it's in flat 3D, as if that makes sense to you. This game was really fun. I played through it by myself, and you know what? In the Super Mario 3D World, I don't mind the like multiplayer, everyone being in the world at the same time. It doesn't bother me as much in this game, and I don't know why. So if we have more Mario games or multiplayer, this style really it scratches the itch for me in that department. there is the remake of this on the Switch, which we will get to shortly, which I think that one will probably be better for me. So for this one, it's solid. I do like it, but I think it's going to be C tier. But I think it's a little bit better than New Soup Wii. So we're going to put it right there. And next up, we have the final entry, sort of, kind of, in the new Super Mario Bros. Series. It's New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. What a mouthful. The Switch version actually comes with New Super Luigi U, which I think is technically the last release. This is the last full release, though, because it has everything. This game I definitely like more than a lot of the other new Super Mario Bros. Games. It's probably second to me. Like it's probably above the original New Super Mario Bros. Well, I'm sorry, not above. New Super Mario Bros. Is probably above this for me. But I like this one a lot. So I think I'm gonna go low B tier because it's a little more unique for me than the others, but I don't know. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. You can play it. It's a game, right? Next, we have Super Mario Odyssey. I had so much fun playing this. The whole way through, the game was just a complete blast for me. I tried to get every single moon. I'm not very good, so I did not get every single moon, but I tried my darndest. So this one, like, I got chills during the big showtime segment during this game when, like, you're going to New Donk City and they put on this huge performance, and it's super nostalgic with Mario games. I've been playing Mario games since I can remember, and so that was just an amazing sequence, and this whole game was like playing Mario 64 all over again, but like new areas, new things. This game is beloved for me, and that's why it's going to go in S tier. I think I'm going to put it below 64 DS. And second to last, we have Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, or as I like to call it, Bowser's a Furry now. So anyway, this one, I like this way more. The movement speed, they bumped the movement speed in this, which I think is a lot more fun, because I played this one the whole way through and then went back to the Wii U version, and I was like, this is painfully slow now, but my gosh, is Bowser's Fury a fun game, and I really hope that they make another Mario game like in this style, because that was cool. Open world with these kinds of physics and like engine type of thing going on. Whatever's going on there, I like this. Bowser's Fury alone gets this game a lot higher of a ranking than I would have rated it otherwise. So I'm going to have to put this in. I think I'm going to go with A tier. Let's put it... is it better than New Super Mario Brothers? I think with Bowser's Fury, I think it is. Alright, and the final game released in the Super Mario Brothers series is Super Mario Brothers Wonder. This game is really fun. Playing through it now, I'm almost done with the game. I doubt anything's going to sway my opinion on this at this point, but it's a really solid game. I really like how much they've changed from like the new Super Mario Brothers series, because it's not as bland. The Wonder Flowers add a nice little touch to everything, so there's weird things happening all the time. There's just, the animations are so lively and wonderful. I think I'm going to have to put it up pretty high. I'm gonna go A tier, right under Super Mario Brothers Galaxy, because I think that's just, it's where it belongs. It's a really solid game, but it just, because it's so new, I mean, it's not my first Mario Brothers game. I'm not going to have any nostalgia for this. Kids growing up now might, and then maybe they can put this in their S tier, but it doesn't quite belong there for me. It's still really good, though. So that's my entire Mario Brothers games that I've played through, all ranked S to E tier. I think I'm pretty solid on it. I think it turned out pretty nicely. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you think and what are some of the best Mario games. Give me your top 5 Mario games in the comments. And if you'd be so kind, subscribe to become a winner today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in the next video, and we can go through more video games. How about that? How's that sound? Thanks so much.